Welcome everyone. In this topic, we'll talk about team building as a small group OD intervention. We'll begin by clarifying what team building means in OD because it is more than games or bonding activities. Then we'll walk through what team building tries to improve, the common categories of team building interventions, and how practitioners decide what a team actually needs through diagnosis. Finally, we'll discuss how team building is implemented, how to structure the work, how to keep it ethical and psychologically safe, and how to evaluate whether the team's effectiveness has truly improved. Let's start by defining team building the OD way. In OD, team building is a planned intervention designed to improve how a team functions, how people coordinate, communicate, solve problems, and deliver results. It is not just about getting along. Relationships matter, yes, but OD team building connects relationships to effectiveness, such as better decisions, smoother workflows, clearer rules, and stronger follow through. And team building is not random. It should be grounded in diagnosis and then translated into an action plan so that team changes real behavior, not just feelings for one day. So teams are where organizations actually get work done. And many performance problems are not individual failures, they are team process failures, like unclear coordination, weak communication, unresolved conflict, poor decision routines, or lack of commitment. Team building addresses these issues and also builds something deeper, the team's ability to self correct and improve again in the future. That's OD thinking, building capacity, not just solving today's issue. In OD practice, team building usually aims at a few core outcomes. Teams need to coordinate well, communicate clearly, and understand rules and expectations. Team building can also strengthen trust and working relationships because trust affects speed, openness, and conflict handling. It also improves problem solving and decision making routines, like how the team identifies problems, discusses them, decides, and then follows through. And finally, team building aims to strengthen commitment and accountability so decisions actually turn into action. And one important OD idea is that team building is not one technique. It is a family of interventions. Different teams have different needs, so OD practice avoids the one-size-fits-all approach, like doing the same team building games for every group. Instead, we diagnose what the team actually needs and then design interventions that match. Let's organize team building into practical categories. One category is goal setting, which focuses on aligning on priorities and what success looks like. Another is role clarification and work design, which focuses who does what, who decides what, and how handoffs happen. Another is interpersonal relations and trust, which focuses on improving how people relate and handle tension. Then there's team problem solving and decision processes that focuses how the team diagnoses issues, debates, reaches decisions, and executes. And finally, there are norms and accountability, which focuses how the team agrees to operate, communicate, and hold each other responsible. Now, team building begins with diagnosis. We don't assume the issue is poor teamwork in a vague sense. We gather data, we look at outputs like results, quality, and timeliness. But we also look at processes like communication patterns, decision routines, conflict handling, meetings, and coordination. Practically, we use interviews, observations, surveys, and existing indicators like errors, delays, repeated rework, customer complaints, or internal escalation patterns. Teams often request team building because of symptoms. They might miss deadlines because coordination breaks down, roles and decision rights might be unclear, trust might be low, so people avoid honest discussion. Conflict might become personal, or conflict might become silent, where people stop speaking up and just comply. And often, teams say, "We have meetings all the time, but nothing changes." Those are classic signals of process issues that team building can address. Now, after diagnosis, the intervention must be designed. We match the intervention category to the need, like goals, roles, trust, problem solving, norms, or a combination. We also set boundaries, like confidentiality norms, respectful dialogue, and no personal attacks. Psychological safety matters because teams can't change honestly if people fear punishment. Then we build participation and ownership. Finally, we translate insights into a concrete action plan, like tasks, owners, deadlines, and follow-up checks. Now, team building needs leadership support. The team leader legitimizes the effort and protects the process. Leaders must manage power dynamics so quieter members can speak and dominant voices don't control everything. And leaders ensure follow through, like resourcing action steps and holding the team accountable to implement changes after the session. Now, the OD practitioner facilitates the process rather than fixing the team personally. They guide diagnosis, feedback, and action planning. They also manage group dynamics, helping conflict become productive instead of destructive. And ethics matter, of course, like confidentiality, respectful dialogue, and transparent contracting about how information will be used. And they support measurement and reinforcement so change becomes sustainable. Now, team building fails when it becomes a one-day event. Implementation means the team changes routines, including meeting discipline, decision rules, operating agreements, check-ins, and feedback habits. Then the team tracks progress and adjusts. OD is iterative: implement, evaluate, and refine. Now, evaluation should match the diagnosis. We evaluate outcomes like did performance improve, but we also evaluate process like did communication improve, did decisions get clearer, did conflict become healthier. We look for observable behavior changes, not just good feelings, and we use metrics tied to the original issue like quality, speed, rework, conflict escalation, engagement, and stakeholder feedback. Sustained change happens when the team owns the practices and keeps reinforcing them. Leadership attention matters, but so do routines, periodic review, feedback loops, and ongoing accountability. When team building is done well, it stops being a special event and becomes part of how the team operates.